Hi everybody, welcome back to my little kitchen, and today we're going to be making something my family requests a lot for dinner, and it's the Tikka Masala. And it's really easy to make, and we're going to start with the marinade. And I normally just marinate this for a couple of hours, and I have already cut my chicken up in just little bite-sized pieces there. And the seasonings you're going to need are this garam masala. It is so good. And ginger. Some black pepper. And some garlic, which we'll be using some fresh garlic later. And some salt. And also some yogurt. So you need about a half a cup of yogurt. And this is the first time I found it in a little container like this, plain yogurt. I normally have to buy a big container of it, but you don't need much for the marinade. We're going to get all that in there. And I have got a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon, and I'll add a little more of this when I'm sauteing the chicken, of that garam masala. Calls for a tablespoon of ginger and a half of a teaspoon of black pepper. We'll get all that in there. And then it calls for a tablespoon of lemon juice. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that and get that lemon juice in there. That'll tenderize that meat really well. Normally I make this with, well, any kind of chicken you like, but today I've got some thighs, some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I cut up, and we're just going to get that all mixed in well. Okay, so we're just going to cover this up and let it get happy in the refrigerator, and we'll be back with you in a couple hours to get it all cooked up. Alright, so we're back ready to cook dinner here. I've got about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of butter in my skillet here. And I'm going to put a half a cup of onion in there and get that sauteed real good. I've had my chicken sitting out for probably about 20 minutes because I think it's best to have it come to room temperature, and then or almost to room temperature, 20-30 minutes, and then your chicken isn't so tough. It makes it a little more tender, I think. It doesn't kind of stress that meat out when you put it in the pan. So we're just going to saute that over medium heat. And I've got a half of a jalapeno cut up here. I've made this without the jalapeno because I don't really like the real hot. But of course the rest of the family does, so we're going to put a half of a jalapeno in here. Just going to let that cook down a little bit. You're also going to need some tomato sauce or tomatoes. If you like the whole tomatoes in there, you can use that as well, or the petite tomatoes where they're cut up. But we just like to use the sauce in this. And I've got some garlic here, and we're going to use some more spices as well. Now we are going to do this low carb tonight, very low carb if you eat this over the cauliflower rice. And I also have regular rice for my daughter back there because she likes that. And I rinsed that off and got all the starch off of it, and that way it'll kind of be sticky rice a little bit. And that's cooking in my rice cooker. And I'm going to go ahead and add the jalapeno, get that all softened up here. Go ahead and get my garlic in here. Starting to smell really good. And done this before when I haven't had the fresh garlic and just used my garlic powder, and we still really liked it, so that works just fine too. Turn that down. I'm going to move all that over there. Get my chicken in here sauteing, and I'm just going to put that in there. Get it all browned up. Up a little bit. Just going to get the meat browned off here. And while we're doing that, we're going to add some more of that garam masala. It calls for another tablespoon of that. We're just going to nicely season that around. Some more ginger. And a little twist of some black pepper. And some paprika. Just kind of sprinkle that around. Just kind of flip it around. It's really not going to brown a whole lot with all that liquid in there, but start getting it cooked through. Smells really good. We're going to add some tomato sauce here. We like it nice and saucy, so I'm going to add 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. Okay. Mix that all around here. Now I'm going to let this kind of cook down and just simmer away for probably about 20-30 minutes, and then we'll come back and then we're going to add the heavy cream, which really makes it delicious. Okay, so we'll see you back here shortly. Okay, so we're back here, and I've got all my dinner here on the stove here. We've got the cauliflower rice, and I just bought that frozen at Sam's, and it's a really good deal and a big time saver. And some broccoli. Now we have to finish up our chicken tikka masala, and this is the magic ingredient, heavy whipping cream. You can also use half and half if you'd like to, but I just love it. It calls for a cup, but I just kind of add enough until it starts turning that nice orangey color. And then we're going to let that kind of simmer for just a little bit longer, and then we'll be ready to eat, ready for dinner. You can kind of see how that changes the color from that deep red to the nice orangey color here. So with the cauliflower rice, this can be a lower carb dinner for you for sure. Just be careful with your tomato sauce. Sometimes that can have added sugars and things in it, so you want to be careful for that. And that's looking really delicious. Just a little bit, another little touch here. Continue to work that in. And while this was all kind of simmering and getting all good and tasty, I was washing my cilantro, and we just kind of garnished it with that. And I've not had that before, and it's just as delicious without it if you don't like it. Okay. Well, I'm going to make me a plate. I just can't wait any longer. So I'm going to get me some cauliflower rice. My sauteed broccoli florets. Put that over my cauliflowered rice, and we're going to give it a try here. We're going to need some more rice to even that out a little bit. All right. There is my yummy dinner. It's one of my family's favorites, and I'm sure your family will like it too. It's probably pretty hot. It is really good. So give Tikka Masala a try, and I think you'll enjoy it. Oh, I forgot my cilantro. Here we go. And that just makes it pretty and tastier as well. So thanks for stopping by, and y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.